Hello, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, back in the Airbus today in Microsoft Flight Simulator, fresh off a new update, SimUpdate 13. We're back on the Australia, New Zealand tour. We went down south a little bit to the west. Now we're going to go up to the north, kind of go up the Gold Coast. Is the east coast of Australia considered the Gold Coast, or is it just all Gold Coast? Gold Coast. Either way, I hope you're excited for this one. It should be a fun, nice, scenic morning flight. Look at this, chat. Look at the sun rising right now. Now, I sped up the time a little bit just because we didn't want to be departing at 2 o'clock in the morning. I think it's like 2:02 or 3:02 a.m. right now, so I've changed it to 6, 3 hours ahead. And the sun we are watching right now rise above the hangars. That is pretty cool. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. And just on cue, the Speedbed Flight Dispatch 320 is in the house. He just dispatched 5 more memberships to the channel. If y'all pick up a membership from the one and only Speedbed, make sure you shout him out, say thank you, and just get some Speedbird emojis in there. Get this stream started off right. Thank you for that, Flight Dispatch. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. Scott is here. Napalm42 is here. Robinson Santana, Caleb WJP, Digital Merc is in the house. Flight Sim Guy, Hakan Tornquist, probably screwed that up. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. Flight Sim Guy is here. Gets 2 shout outs just because. Tiger Dude, Thrust Set is in the house. Thrust Set, good to see you. Nick S. Ralph R. is also here. Tyson is in the house. Marty Van Dam. Man, everyone's coming in. Antonio Paganelli. Antonio Paganelli. Andres MT is here. Al W's in the house. Most oblivious, mysterious Mr. T, like Ice T. Ailerons into the wind. Kyle Lewis. And if I missed your name, I'm sorry for that. Swarm here. And Chaos up at the top. I see Chaos is there. He was sent a message earlier. Chaos has come out of his hibernation. He's been catching up on his no sleep for the last 6 months, so his presence is scarce, but hopefully he'll grace us with some presents today. Guys, welcome in. Glad to have you here. We're back in the 320, as I mentioned earlier, the Fenix. I was thinking about trying to stream yesterday, guys. I really wanted to, but, you know, sometimes I just, like, when you are a content creator and you're pushing content, like, I sometimes not lose, but I kind of forget how much I enjoy the sim because I spend most of my time, 99% of the time, in the sim creating content, especially because I don't have a sim at my house now. When I come to the office, it is to sim to create content for you guys. And yesterday I thought I was going to stream, but then I sat back. I said, you know what? I'm just going to fly the TBM around. And I was streaming in the members only Discord. Thanks for everyone who tuned in there, stopped by, said hello. I basically flew the TBM all day yesterday. We flew it up and down the west coast of California. We flew it down in Colombia. Team Vodka was there. Water was there. Green Dot Aviation, the fake one, was there. So I apologize for not streaming yesterday, but I just had to sit back, relax, and kind of get myself back right, enjoy the sim for what it is. But I'm ready. We're fresh. This is one heck of a beautiful sunrise there coming up there. You can see the elevator. Wow, if I'm calling this an elevator, we got ourselves a long stream ahead of us. The rudder is displaced off because of the wind. There's no hydraulic power in there, so everything should be good. New version of Fenix. This is the V2. It's newer. It's been out for, what, a couple weeks now? This is the V2 Block 1. I'm sure everybody's heard the news. I guess they are delaying the release of the Block 2 and the IEs and all that, which, hey, it is what it is. I was going to go on a trip anyway, so I think they were planning on releasing it when I was supposed to be leaving. I was supposed to be leaving today, but I dropped my trip in hopes that the Fenix would release the IEs or the 319 or something. Didn't happen. So we're here, and we're going to make the best of it. So any updates on SimUpdate 13 so far? Or any thoughts? Thrust Set, I haven't even touched the sim. I literally launched the sim, it updated, I restarted the sim, and I loaded in with the Airbus ready to go. So we're going to experience, maybe we can go over some of the changelog. I think it's mostly for the Azobo aircraft, right? 747, 787's getting some updates, some other things. So we shall see what happens. But everything, we'll see. Hopefully everything works. It'll be a good test here. 2 days of ortho generation for ZL18 for the UK and X-Plane 12. Ailerons into the wind. Hey, man, I see. I feel for you, man. I feel for you. But it's self-inflicted pain, my friend, because you have a beautiful, Microsoft Flight Simulator just waiting for you with free unlimited ortho. Air Dave, thanks for the 16 months of support. Appreciate you. Just watching live with my 5-week-old newborn. Well, congratulations, Air Dave. Got to get him started early. Second kid, man, I forgot how rough the early days are. Air Dave, yes, sir, indeed. Well, congratulations. I, being a father of 3, I know I can share your sentiment, man. Those first 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Probably like the first 7. I think 7 weeks is like the magic number where you kind of maybe start to feel a little bit normal. The first 4 weeks of your life, you just don't know. It's a blur. Like when you have a newborn, first month, nothing. And then weeks 5 and 6 are kind of tough because the sleeping issue starts to take its toll. But by week 7, you're just so used to not sleeping and being a zombie, you're kind of get into the rhythm again. So, Air Dave, well, congrats again. And yeah, got to start him early. I was telling my wife this past weekend, I was like, my 6-month-old, I was like, hey, he's got to learn to read some defenses this weekend when we watched the Cowboys play. And then I saw the Cowboys lay an egg with the Cardinals. So I we skipped that lesson. I'll teach him some defense reading and stuff next weekend. But yeah, got to start him young. Good to see you. Ryan Hill also here. Welcome to Private Pilot. Glad to have you on board. Welcome to the stream. Live is auto real weather. Yes, we have real world weather. But live or not live time. So live weather, not live time. There was some scattered clouds up here, and I think Brisbane had some low-level clouds as well at the time of loading into the sim. I don't know if it's still going to be there by the time we get there. Rusty, have I tried GSX for Fenix? It automates. You mean Fenix to GSX? Rusty. So I wanted to do that on this stream, but because I don't have a computer at the house yet, when Starlink went out, the computer that I have, or when we got hit by lightning, I should say, the computer at the house, for some reason, I cannot get it to connect to the internet. I don't know if when it was connected to the router and it blew, maybe it damaged something inside the PC. I don't know. So it makes it very difficult to schedule stuff out ahead, but I'm going to try this week, maybe into early next week. We're going down the Fenix to GSX situation. So I would really like to see that. I've seen some progress on it and seen what it can do. So now I'm definitely a little bit more interested. I just did not have the time today. I actually had a flat tire on my truck this morning, so I didn't even have enough time to get to the office. But anyway, all right. V1, I'm eating. I'm going to throw up if you mention that disgusting Cowboys performance. Fubar, I don't even know what you call that, man. It's just typical Cowboys, man. Typical Cowboys. We're going to start getting you. Okay, we're in a good mood. Let's not talk about it. Let's move on. Look at this beautiful 320 here. So pretty. LW, what's up, man? You could always teach the kiddo what poor ownership and management looks like in the NFL. Yeah, Al, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong at all. All right. Fragtality is here himself, the creator of Fenix to GSX. Good to see you, Fragtality. I will indeed. I'll be coming at you. I was looking at some YouTube videos on how people set it up and run it. So I think I've got it down. I just literally had no time today, so which I was kind of bummed because I did want to give it a shot, kind of throw it out there, see what we got, because I think that might be another missing piece to me that will make my experience with the Fenix even better than it already is. You guys know that I love the fly-by-wire integration with GSX, so if we can run a program that's not too complicated to do the same thing, that sounds pretty exciting. So here we go. Fire it up to the top here, 25.5. That's a fuel pump, not a battery switch. I think I have a little bit of leftover. Why are the sounds different? Oh, there's that gyro spinning up. I threw in the old school ADI over there. So I was supposed to, I did that Miami turn the other day. Supposed to be back at 9 p.m. Guess what time I got home? 2:30 in the morning. Ground stop. We'll talk about it in cruise. Something that has never, I don't think has ever happened to me, at least I can't remember to this extent, departing out of Fort Lauderdale at around midnight. We'll get to that in cruise. But yeah, so that just kind of, I've been recovering from the no sleep because you get home at 2:30, can't fall asleep, get up at 7 because the kids are up screaming, and then go through the day, and then you can't sleep because you had coffee too late. Now it's just a bad cycle. Anyway, here we go. Gyro's up. Let's go ahead, turn the power on. Let's get this sucker fired up, shall we? Short flight so we can take our time. I feel like I haven't been in the Airbus in a while on Microsoft. We've been flying. We flew the Fokker, we flew the 7.3, we flew IXEG, we flew TBM. So it's been a minute since I've been in the Fenix, so I think it's going to be nice to get back at it here today. I set it up. It's pretty easily and makes it pretty fun. T-Sizzle, yes, I'm looking forward to it. I really, truly am. I might, depending on how much time I have after the stream, I might dabble with it today. That way maybe we can, might stream tomorrow. I would like to stream tomorrow. We'll see what's in store for us. How can I download the Fenix V2? Luca Paul, the Fenix V2 is available. You just need to go to the Fenix, what is their website? They have their own website, right? Get the latest installer, and it will give you the Fenix V2 when you download it. So here we go. Let's go ahead and pull this sucker out, get this thing nice and straight, and then we'll get into our flow here. You don't see these very often anymore, these old school ADIs. They're around, but at least in the States, they're not as common as they used to be, that's for sure. All right, here we go. Up the overhead, cruise supply, ground control, CVR test. If you remember, you saw me post in the members only Discord. I had an airplane the other day with no CVR, which was interesting. Apparently, you can dispatch an aircraft with an in-op CVR as long as repairs are made within 3 flight days. So that was, I mean, I guess I knew that, but I was just kind of surprised that here we are in 2023 flying around with no CVRs, despite of, you know, the current state of aviation and what's, you know, not been happening, but just found that interesting. Everything else, seatbelts off, auto, arm U. Everything looks good here. And cabin pressurization, fuel pumps look good. Battery test will fail. We know we'll fail. We're just going to skip it. We'll go right here. We'll go right here. And then that's good. We don't need to do the APU because Phantom already did it. Up the right-hand side. We'll spin you around. Beautiful. That's out and on. Excellent. Overhead panel looks good. We'll come down here, we'll go hydraulics, we are in the green. We'll go engine, we have oil. We'll go pressurization, we're in auto, that looks good. Status recall, that's normal because we're powering up. Autopilot 1, 2, that's because the power up sequence isn't complete yet. We need to get, once we get aligned, that should go away, I believe. Get rid of you, everything else looks good. Up, up, off. All right, here we go, let's go into the box. Let's dig around in here. And let's go to the initialization. Let's do this right here. There will be a link in the Fenix desktop app as well. Correct, Rusty, thank you. Yeah, if you have the Fenix desktop app, which you should, if you have the Fenix right now, there should be a link in there that will update you. All right, here we are. Alternate of YBCG. I'm not quite sure where that is. Today we're operating though as Qantas. And I gotta stop saying Qantas flight. It's Qantas 357. And just on cue, I've been sitting in here this morning, there's been no fruit flies, and now there's a fruit fly buzzing around my microphone. I don't know what's going on with that. What did we file? Our cruise altitude is 370. Let's throw that in the box right here. Oh, nope, that's not correct. 370, 55 on the cost index. Ground temp is 14, we'll leave it at 15. It's a little bit worse, that's good, I'll take that. Here we go into the depart tours. Let's take a look at the current weather situation. And then we'll load up the runways. I'm gonna do it the easy way right here. We'll just go right through here. Winds 260 at 8. Let me refresh that. 290 at 7. So it winds 290 at 7. We're gonna look at the departure runways. Probably gonna be blasting off of, what do we got? Francisco, this is a V2 that's been out for a week. What's in the title? I feel like, did I do something wrong in the title and that everyone's going to be wondering why I'm like, oh, that's a clickbait title. What did I post in the title here? Fenix V2 SimUpdate 13. Yeah, Fenix V2 has been out for weeks, right? There's no false advertisement here. Yeah, Fenix V2, the one that's been out for a while. And we're in SimUpdate 13, which is new. So this technically is my first flight in the V2 in SimUpdate 13. All right, here we go. 10-9 page, winds out of the west. Do they depart 2.5 here in Australia land? Let's go ahead. If we do 2.5, I'll tell you what. Let's look at the departure. Our Entra 5 is better off of that. So I tell you what. Let's do a crosswind takeoff because I did a stiff crosswind takeoff the other day. That was pretty interesting. We'll do a long. I feel like that's not really. Getting 3-4 left is too far. Screw it. We'll take off 2.5. We'll just take off 2.5. The RNAV says you basically just turn right to Entra. This is for a 3-4 right departure, though. I'm going to change our departure here. Use the ATIS feature in the new Navigraph charts. I don't even know what that is. I'll have to check it out. One thing that I mean, I've said it before, like I wish it was a little more snappy here, this EFB. Entra 5. That's what we're doing. What's the Fisha 8? Fisha 8 would be the other direction. The Kedome. Nope. I'm going the wrong way. Campy. Nope. Kevin 6. Nope. Richmond 5. Nope. Watch it be the last one I check. It is. Sydney 2 is what we would have to do, pretty much. Of course. Very last one I checked. We just went through every single departure. Sydney 2 departure off of 2.5 is what we're going to do. Sydney 2 off of 2.5. Insert that. Manual leg, self-vector out to Entra. Going down to, or going up, I should say, to Brisbane. The airport down there has kind of got an east-west layout as well. They have 19ers and 1s. We're on the Gomel 2. I kind of want to do this one where you come back around. I'll land on 19er left. Because I kind of want to do this little cinematic situation. Or isn't downtown Brisbane over here? I think downtown is over here. So maybe we should take this transition and land on runway 1 right. Let's do that. Let's do that. We're going to land 1 right. And if the winds are not acceptable, we can always change it. But I think that'll take us to the Orbix downtown. The Gomo 2 Alpha. And I'm off the ILS. Beautiful. Approach via insert. That looks good right there. Let's go into plan mode. Let's take a quick peek here. Radar vectors up and down into Brisbane. Beautiful. We'll go constraint mode. We'll go HG. We'll go magic barrel ref key. This fly is going to drive me nuts. It literally just landed in my eyeball. Alright. SimUpdate 13, yes, it is released and ready to go. We're in it right now. And I don't want to jinx myself, but I feel like just moving around the cockpit here on the flight Tampa Sydney, that the frames seem pretty nice, but we'll see here. Let's go into this. Let's do the rest of our secondary. YSSY and then YB or YSSY again. We'll do a quick return and then we'll get the boarding process started. Driving expert, what's up? Winds be damned, I want those views. Jeff L, that's right, man. I tell you what, though, if we do have to come back around, we're going to land on the long run. The long one, which is going to be... Oh, they don't have an ILS for it, though. Winds are 2.5. Let's come back to ILS 2.5. Okay, secondary perf. I guess if we do pop an engine, we don't want to be dealing with crosswinds if we can help it. Temperature was like 14. 08, there's 3001 or close enough. I don't know what the barrel ref is. We'll put 200 in the radio. Prague page YSSY is going there. Perf data. Nothing to do right now. Hold on, I'm gonna get this fly. I'm gonna get him. Got you. Oh, still alive. Damn, these fruit flies, man. No idea where they're coming from. All right, we look all good there. Let's get our block fuel and then let's go ahead and start boarding because I think we're just about ready to go. Short flight plan, short flight. Back to ground Cerviches. Let's go to the Mossen Balance. 0 fuels, 24.8. Oh no, 24.3 and 28.3. 124.3 and 28.3. That's going right there. How does our fuel look? We have imbalance, well, it's balanced but improper loading, 12.5. That's correct. Fuel tank pumps, boom, 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 boom. We'll get the APU. Come back down here. We'll put 12.5 in the box, and we're ready to go. Constraint modes are coming on. Our VORs, constraint mode. Is it really 3024? I might have to change that in a second here. That's it's visual, but It's a little bit much of a different disparity there. 3024. All right, cool. Everything looks good. Speed select, we don't have our speeds. That's normal. Let's go ahead and start the boarding process. Boarding requested. APU is going to get fired up right now, and now we can listen to some sounds. Did the rudder switch direction on me? It did. Now it's going the other way. Here they go, opening the doors. Fire it up. Make sure the sounds are up. Staying alive. Chaos. Here we go. Yeah, buddy. Saying it again, very few streamers out there with the level of realism of trying to swat at flies while flying the plane. Delta Tango, hey, I go for full realism here, my friend. Took a butterfly from, oh no, I don't want to board. We're already on board. Took a butterfly from Atlanta to St. Paul the other day, too. Flew in right when we were getting ready to close the door, and we're like, well, we're going to keep it. First officer wanted to smash it. Flight attendant freaked out. No, you can't kill it. So we took a butterfly up to St. Paul. And then it probably froze to death when we got up there because we let it out the window. Seeing the fuel loading reminds me, we had a fueler of 20 years trying to tell us that the fuel is loaded inner tanks first instead of outer tanks. Really? I'm pretty sure, well, yeah, that's, no, it would go to outer. Oh, you mean the tip tanks? Yeah, I'm pretty sure these get filled first, right? Or how does it work? I think it works. I actually don't even know, but I'm pretty, yeah. The tip tanks will get reset because they open and then on the next refueling they fill up and then close. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like I've seen it fill like this tank first and then this tank. And then this one, because they fill from over here. This is the port. They normally they fill off this right wing. Right, left, and then center. I've also had them screw it up where we've finished fueling. Ding! Fuel imbalance. 5,000 pounds. How you doing? Delay. Just sit here and transfer fuel. Fenix V2 is split into 2 blocks. Yes, it is. So we have V1, V2. This is V2. Everybody should have V2. Everyone has access to V2. There's nothing secret, nothing special about this one. Ooh, look at that sleazy jet joining us over there with some CFMs and shark claws. Smart butterfly, wrong time of year to go to St. Paul. I agree, Gary. No more in line check mode, so all is good. Gustavo, welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you on board. Oh, you got a line check? I'm surprised you passed, man. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure you did just fine. Welcome on board. Glad to have you here, Gustavo. Speaking of fuel, your quiz question today was so cool. Amazing engineering by the Airbus. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm trying to do more of those. I started with the brake deceleration one. So if you, and that's public, so I'll be posting little quizzes, and I can see who answers wrong. So make sure you don't answer wrong. No. I can see who answers the, or no, I'm sorry. I like posting those little quizzes out there, you know, just keep the Airbus knowledge fresh, and I try not to post stuff that's just super easily Googleable. I mean, I'm sure you can pretty much Google anything these days. So I try to answer questions that might require a little bit more of under-the-skin knowledge, or maybe something we talk about on stream that would apply to the simmers out there. Man, the sim is looking freaking sweet right now. Is it not looking amazing? I feel like this is real right here. We want IAEs, IAEs. I know, they're coming, man. They're coming. No more professional flying, just software development. Bad life choices. Hey, man, it's all good. If you do what you love, well, there's nothing really. Can't really complain. The V1 honor system, Fubar. Easy jet in Sydney. That's about as real as it gets. I agree. I agree. It's a shame that with this update we don't have weather radar. Well, here's the thing, Andres. I think, you know, weather radar, I think our hopes of a true weather radar is not going to happen, at least in 2020, maybe in 24. The thing is, with weather radar, I don't know, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion. how are we, like, what, why? Like, why do we need a accurate weather radar? We're in the sim. Like, there is no danger. Now, and I say that, here the second part of my statement, I am totally fine with just a what are they, like a NexRad overlay. You know how some of the default airplanes have weather radar now, where it's basically showing you a radar from that's not in front of the airplane, just like what the radar is doing. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. A lot of people are tore up over an accurate weather radar. I mean, if we had an accurate weather radar, I'm not going to deviate. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just going to fly right through it because I want to see what happens in the sim. So, I don't know. It's just, I know people want to see a radar, but I don't know how you. I'm sure it's possible. I don't know. I mean, I can imagine the challenges with recreating a true radar, a weather radar in the sim to depict true precipitation, because in real life that's what the radars pick up, right? We all have the My Radar app and all that good stuff, and you can see NexRad radar, the Weather Channel shows you radar, but in the airplane what that radar is doing, it's actually looking for particulates. It has to have something to bounce off of and come back. So I can only imagine the challenges of trying to make something like that, where you have, because everybody's weather's different, right? I mean, for the most part. Now, I think Microsoft is pretty good about sharing weather. I've done some group flights, did one yesterday on the Discord. We're flying on Team Vodka and Green Dot, and we all saw the same weather. We all saw the same weather radar depiction. Team Vodka was in the King Air, I was in the TBM, and we were in the same position, pretty much formation, and both of our radars displayed the same radar image, and we both saw a cloud situation that looked like it would be painting on radar in front of our airplane. So it was very cool, and it was shared very well. I am 100% content with that, but I know that's an unpopular opinion. Everyone wants the absolute real thing, but just having that alone, I'm totally fine. My radar is my onboard weather. There you go. I think people really only want functions like the real life one works, not really so much worried about deviation, but the other overlays such as turbulence would be sweet to see. Yeah, turbulence would be cool. Again, I don't know how you create that in a sim environment. Man, that APU is loud, unless that's EasyJet's APU out there. But yeah, I mean, I understand, Gary. I definitely do. That's why I said it's an unpopular opinion, because flying the real thing, I don't necessarily desire the same things that other sim enthusiasts will in the flight sim environment, right? And I think weather radar is one of them. Kind of like virtual airlines. I never had a desire to do virtual airline stuff, but with the VA, like with vSpirit, PVA, I really enjoyed those after I got into them. So who knows? Maybe if there is a real weather radar that gets developed, maybe I'll fall in love with it and I'll say everything else is not good, but who knows? We'll see. Aviation says, I have a question. We were doing pattern work yesterday, and when we would go, CFI would dump flaps before wheels up. We are training on a light sport. He would dump flaps before wheels up. So on the takeoff, he would dump flaps, trying to get some more lift? I don't know. That seems suspicious. I'm not sure what that would be. Yeah, it might be something specific to the airplane you're flying. I'm not sure. Gustavo says, old weather radars like a Stevie Wonder. The C90A I flew would paint anything on 20 miles. Yes, exactly. Yeah, some of the turboprops I flew, they didn't even have weather radar. We just had strike finders. And good luck finding yourself around cells with strike finders, which, I mean, it's good and bad. At least you know where the lightning is. But yeah, it's nothing like our new radar. Like I think it's called the RDR 4000. We have those in the Neos. Some classics have them too. It's a newer radar panel. It is so advanced, guys. It literally takes the geographical amongst all the other normal radar stuff. Radar beam, attenuation, particulates. Takes all that normal stuff. Then it also takes into account aircraft's position, where it is in the globe, the time of year that it is to help detect what type of particulates it is detecting. Maybe in in the summertime that's going to be rain, where maybe in the wintertime it's not going to be rain. They'll depict it a little bit different, or hail. So it is a very, very advanced weather radar system, very powerful. In fact, I've had one that had the RDR 4000. I keep saying RDR 4000. Gustavo, I think that's the one, right? Like the new one. Someone will correct me in chat or in the comments, I'm sure. But whatever the new radar panel is, I had it yesterday or 2 nights ago going down to Miami. And on final, these radars are so powerful, it was painting solid yellow, and we could see the runway from 10 miles out. It was just a light rain. So in the new radars, I actually turned the gain from auto. I turned it almost to about a quarter position, just because the gain, they're so powerful that it will paint misting or dense mist, if you will, as something more severe than it really is. So something to keep in mind too. Yeah, it is the RDR 4000. All right. Yeah, I love the RDR 4000. It's definitely more accurate than the traditional weather radar like we have in this one right here. You know, these are good. You know, we're auto, and this is GCS ground, that would be an auto. But these are fine. I really like the new one because you can select a flight level too. So you can calculate. If you have a smart first officer, they'll here's the formula for calculating our current altitude and the distance and the top of the cell. So we got to climb 3,000 feet. I forgot how to do all that stuff. But the new ones, you can scroll the flight levels and you can see the precipitation that it's detecting, and you can see it getting either heavier as you go up to the top of the buildup or as it dissipates. So you can really get a good idea of how tall a cell is. Just by one scroll of the wheel. Now you could do the same thing with this radar, but it's all based off of tilt. So you have to take your tilt into calculation with your altitude and all that good stuff. Yeah, path mode. Yeah, path mode is cool. Path mode in the RDR 4000 will it gets rid of everything that's not on your flight path, including your VNAV profile. So it's pretty neat. It does a really good job of telling you where the nasties are. All right, we're going to depart off of 2.5. It's a dry. We'll sync the final. Force Toga, yes. Pax on, yes. Sync live weather, yes. Calculate, let's hit it. Can an aircraft dispatch without integral panel lights during a night flight? Dan, that's a good question. I would imagine some of them. I think there's probably some limitations. I have my iPad with me, but it's in the truck. I'd have to look up the MEL. Let me text. I'll text Flight Dispatch 320 or Flight. I'll text Wrong Side Sim. He might know. All right, we got 16, 35, 35 flaps 1, and let's see. We haven't done a Toga Pax off in a minute. How many viewers we got? 240 watching so far, 85 likes. Right now we're set up to flex Pax on, which is kind of lame. If you guys want to see a flex Pax off, maximum thrusting out of Sydney, go ahead and smash down that like button. Our target like for Toga Pax off will be 100 and we'll just go a solid 100 likes. It'll be 180 likes required for Toga Pax off. Otherwise, we're doing Toga Pax on, and we'll just be lame and do the regular Pax on takeoff. So, Billy B16, thank you for the 7 months of support. Says, if you want to keep up the great work, Billy, I appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for that. Thank you for supporting the channel. Hope you continue to enjoy the content here, my friend. All right, let's get out of here, chat. It's ready to go. Prepare for pushback and departure. No, I do not. We need to be on 122.8, which we are. And that's there. And radio check. 122.8 radio check. I reset my camera. Okay, good. Thanks, Green Dot. All right. Wingnuts in the house. Good to see you, man. Adopt a pilot's flex, just saying. That's because your engines can't handle the full thrust. You know, so you got to flex because you can't handle full thrust. Bypass pin inserted. Throw another shrimp on the barbie.
City traffic is 95 Tango Delta, pushing back, stand 36.
Aviator Nick, what is it, 3 o'clock in the morning? Aviator Nick is in the house. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you, Aviator Nick, for stopping by this morning. We're going to go nose left, tail right. We got to wait for all that stuff on the Fenix. But Aviator Nick, up early this morning. I appreciate you stopping by. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you have a wonderful day. And we're gonna blast on out of here. So hope you stick around for the takeoff. All right, we'll put you back on the takeoff page. They're locking gear. We're almost ready. Flex takeoff is for Boeing pilots who think Flex flies. Good thing I misread that, because you're just going to get me in trouble, Flight Sim guy. All right, we have issues over here. We have the new electromagnetic pulse technology during pushback. Leave it to the Euros to come up with something crazy like that. All right, here we go. Cockpit ground brakes released. You're clear to push. I'll tell you what, that 320 with sharklets looked pretty nice. 320 with sharklets looks pretty nice. Oh, we even have a Qantas tug. Look at that. Did Fenix fix the engine hiccup on acceleration height? What do you mean by that, Michael Bach? The engine hiccup on acceleration. What do you mean by that? Looks like normal for Sleazy Jet. Nothing to see here. Microsoft Flight Simulator, as real as it gets. Multiplayer compatibility with Pushback. Levitation mode. That's some advanced technology right there. Alright, brakes are set. Clear to disconnect. I got another fruit fly flying around. I'm going to get it here pretty soon. Chaos says, I am firmly in the sharklet enjoyer camp. I enjoy it too, Chaos. I really do enjoy the sharklets, but I'm just so tired of non-sharklets. Or I'm so tired of sharklets on everything. I like the non-sharklets, but I wouldn't mind getting back into a sharklet airplane here. All right, let's spin it up. Is the bleed on? We're about to find out. Engine mode to ignition start. Let's take a listen to these engine startup sounds. Okay, yeah, there goes the bleed. Here we go. Turning one. They probably start two in Australia, but whoops. That's a pretty shot right there. We'll do a 2-engine taxi out, warm up these engines this morning. All right, there's the pin, wave off. Let's go ahead and turn two. Should we start from the outside? Let's see how fast I can do this. If I go into drone cam here real quick. I don't think we've done an outside engine start in a while. From right here. So now if I get out of drone cam, go back here, turn two, go right into drone cam. Nah. Weak. CFMs, man, they're just weak. The Aviator, did I read that? You got your Fenix working correctly, throttles calibrated, and no lag on the displays. Awesome, man. Good to hear it. Alright, we got two good starts. Here, we're doing a flap 1. been watching a lot of Stevo Knievo trying to get his flow patterns memorized for the TBM. Loving that TBM, y'all. That TBM is going to be something special. APU bleed is coming off. APU master switch is coming off. How we doing on the Like-a-roos? 143. Looks like we're going to be flexing today. Or I'm sorry, we're going to be pack on. So we got 2 good starts. Flaps 1. Let's do a flight control check real quick. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Trim was 0.2 up, so little cheat mode here, 0.2 up, everything looks good. We'll go auto brakes, max, takeoff config checked, on and auto, TARA, and we're ready to go. We didn't get to auto brakes. Oh, that's brake fans. There we go, auto brakes, max. We're waiting for the cabin still, that's fine. All right, let's get out of here. Navigraph. All right, Sydney traffic, Qantas 357. We're going to taxi and runway 25 via Gulf, Sydney. 25 via Gulf, top altitude. Thanks, Mike. It's going to be 370, right? 37 is set. All right, let's get out of here. Brakes released. Rolling. Brake check, pressure 0. We're not gonna. Beacon light is off too. Rip. Well, I told you I'm rusty. We haven't been in the Fenix in a while. Been flying too much TBM. TBM doesn't have a beacon. Alright, I see a speed bid out there on 2.5. We need to, what is this situation here? Is this a taxiway or, we'll just stay on the green light. Follow the green. Unless you're in, where was that 7.4 that took off the wrong runway and crashed? Because they took off on the wrong runway. They were following the green. Taxi speed, try not to exceed 30 knots. Someone will tattletale on you. Pretty nice representation here. I've mentioned this before on the Fenix. This V2, we're light. We're 136.6 idle thrust here. After that breakaway thrust, we're just cruising 13 knots down the taxiway. That's very realistic here for this airplane, this payload. So, good job. I know on V1 that was always a pain. You needed like 40% to get going, then you need to slow down, then it would stick. Yeah, Fenix, the taxiing is really nice. Russian roulette for the ground crew. All right. Sydney traffic, Qantas 357. We're going to line up and wait on what, 25 Sydney. Cut the corner here. Final looks clear. Beautiful morning here in Sydney, Australia. 25 at Echo. Looking good. This is Flight Tampa, right? Yeah. I had to uninstall the City Pack to get this airport back on. They don't work together for me for some reason. We'll line her up. We'll take a look at the likes. How are we doing on the lineup? Come on, come on, come on. Ooh. That's a little short. We're going to be cockeyed about 2 degrees. Yeah. Pretty good. Better than before. Better than the one I had in Minneapolis, that's for sure. All right, how are we doing on the likes? Are we going packs off max Toga, or did you guys let me down? You all let me down. 160 on the likes, unacceptable. We're doing packs on just like everybody else. Let's get out of here. Sydney traffic, Qantas 357, departing runway 25, be a right crosswind departure, Sydney. All right, get those yogas in chat. Spool them up 50. Fireflyer is in the house, 10 months. Thank you for the support. Better late than never. Almost to that year mark. Fireflyer, appreciate the support. Here's to you. This take us for Fireflyer 1002. Spool them up 50. Yogas in chat. Let's go. Yoga. Super lame. Would have been way better packs off. Man, Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. Love the runway textures. Man, Microsoft is showing out this morning. Look at this, 80 knots, thrust set. This runway looks real. Y'all, this is real life. 100 knots, check. Oh my goodness. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Navin. Fly with, watch your ears. What a beautiful, beautiful Sydney departure. That was a juicy takeoff. That runway texture from Fly Tampa, 10 for 10. Here comes acceleration altitude from the window view, mandatory. Oh, yes. Just wait till we get IAEs, y'all. Just wait till the IAEs come. Man, airplane's hand flying beautifully this morning. Feels good. Feels like we had a really good trim setting. Look how the left side of the aircraft isn't as hazy as the right side. Got to love it. All right, let's simulate some stuff here. Qantas 357, turn right, fly heading 360. Right turn, fly heading 360, Qantas 357. All right, in the turn to the right. 000, thrust climb, open climb, heading. That's our reversion chirp. Look at that little, just a little bit of a cloud layer right there on this side.
Traffic into 95 Tango Delta, departing 25.
Yeah, there's definitely some cloud situations going on out here this morning. There's some low-level clouds. Oh, there's downtown Sydney. Oh my gosh, I love this simulator, chat. We gotta be getting close to S speed. Let's keep on coming. We're doing cinematic departure turn here. Here comes S speed, flap 0. Here comes the juice. Wow. Stunning. Is vodka still upside down under the bridge? Tyson, should we go check? And departure, Qantas 357, got time for a question? Yeah, 357, go ahead. Any chance we could level off at 5,000 and take a tour of downtown? Qantas 357, roger, approve as requested, maintain 5,200 feet, turn right, fly heading 060, tour of downtown. 060, maintain 6,000, Qantas 357. Make it official. Qantas 357 maintain 5,000 feet for the Sydney Harbour tour. 5,000, Qantas 357. Oh, slight descent here. We're gonna go take a look at downtown. We're not gonna go right over downtown. We're gonna go take a little. We're gonna take a little sneak peek. So y'all be able to tell me the difference. So we're speed alt star. I'm gonna go autopilot 1 here real quick, just so we can get some juice views, but oh yeah, so this is not the Orbix skyline. This is just the regular SimUpdate photogrammetry. Sydney Harbor. The big telltale sign that it's not Orbix is there's no ferry right here in the harbor. Oh my gosh, that looks awesome. This is real life, Chad. I love this sim. I absolutely love this simulator. Right over the bridge. You can even see the shadow. You can see the shadow of Sydney Harbor Bridge. Yep, that is the Opera House, Mike's basement. That is indeed. My goodness me. Qantas 357, when you're done sightseeing, proceed direct Entra, climb and maintain 370. Direct Entra, climb 370, Qantas 357. See? Who needs that sim? 370, up we go. I want to see if I can open climb and go right to the window view in time. Here it comes. It could be better if they're IEs. Never disarm the spoid brakes. Alright, we're climbing 370. We're direct to Entra intersection. Say goodbye to downtown Sydney. Ferry or ferry? Ferry. F-E-R-R-Y, right? Yeah, the ferry that's down there. Sydney Harbor Ferry, the Queen Mary 2. Mike's basement, yeah. There's two different, there's definitely... I've given up on that too, and I never really was on board, you know, with the whole, I'm going to make X-Plane look as good as Microsoft. I always firmly thought that you won't make 12, I guess I shouldn't say firmly, because if you put the time into X-Plane 12, it will look good, but there's something about the add-ons that just pop as well. So like not only does the environment look awesome, yeah, you can get some high-level ortho on 12. You can get through weather stuff if it does work. It, you know, can look at the clouds are okay. Definitely not the level that they are on Microsoft, but still, even some of the best add-ons in 12, just their cockpits, they don't pop. Like I don't know, I don't really have another way to explain it. Like this shot right here, this cockpit, this to me, with thousands of hours sitting in this seat, this is this close to the real thing as I have ever been. I mean, this is everything about this scene is real. Like my FO, he's got his screen on too bright over there. Like, hey man, turn that down. I'm starting to see the sun. If I move my head over here, I'm getting a reflection off the water now. We need to bring down a visor or something, you know. And that's not going to reach over there. But it's just everything about this sim. It come out here to the nose view. This is real. Like I can smell this picture. If you fly an Airbus, you know what I mean. I can smell this right here when I put my head right here. Something about the heat on this, whatever they use, I don't know if it's like a rubber or whatever material this is made out of, when it gets very hot, it has a very unique smell. I imagine if the 7.3, they probably have something similar. Gustavo, maybe you know if you're still here, but like when this area gets hot, you can smell it. And when I move the camera into this position, I can smell this image. So it's phenomenal, you know. Now 12 does have the slight edge. Like I don't know, you know, has that edge on that abnormal flight characteristics. It definitely has the edge on add-ons. You know, you got definitely a much more diverse selection of airplanes on 12. But give it time. Bosco, good to see you, man. Oh, we're having a great day, Bosco. We just did a Sydney Harbor detour here on departure. Oh, someone's calling me. Who's that? Oh, can't answer right now. Oops, wrong call button. Forward call, we're at a 10. Lights are off. We're accelerating 320 knots. We're looking good. I wish we had a flyby view, though. That's one thing I really wish we had. Now go into VR, and it legit looks real. Yeah, I don't even want to go down that game. I think my computer would explode. I don't understand why people say Microsoft 24 is going to be better than 20, and everything wrong in 20 will be fixed by 4. Why? Because it says 24. We don't know that. Well, who knows what everyone else is saying, but I mean, there's still going to be issues. The only thing that I want really in 24, if I think about it, I'd like a flyby camera I know it's possible. We had it in every single Microsoft Flight Simulator to date, minus 2020. I think even 98 had flyby. I'm pretty sure it did. Someone look it up. FSX had it. FS9 had it. So I want a flyby camera. And I used to say I wanted a native replay, but I can live without it because Flight Recorder does, I think, almost a better job for me, because if you do 2 legs, being able to record and save it and continue on in real time, and then when you're all done, go back and watch your replays, that to me, I like that. So even if there was a native replay, I would probably still use Flight Recorder. So I've kind of stepped away from, oh, I need a replay, but I would like a flyby camera, and I want the developers to have more access. We touched on this a little bit on the TBM stream, to some more complex flight modeling stuff, you know? Like from what I can tell, especially when it comes to turboprops, like there's limitations for the devs apart, you know, from getting access to certain areas of flight model so they can tweak it. I want that to be opened up so third-party developers who are dedicating full-time to making an airplane can have access to all the tools they need. Those are the 2 like real things that I'm hoping we'll see in 24. Now, only time will tell, but there's a lot of other stuff coming to 24. New rendering, all that good stuff. Tola's 3D model is lacking. It has improved. Oh, definitely improved, Gustavo, but still lacking. IXG's looks legit. Yes, it does. Sound is lacking there where. And I'll put an asterisk to my previous comment, Gustavo. You're correct. The IXCG cockpit does look really good. That IXCG cockpit, I was very impressed with it. Does that little incandescent bulb still flicker when you touch it on? I remember in the old version when you turned on that, was it the Abris flood or something? It would like flicker, like turn on. But yeah, Gustavo, the IXCG cockpit is phenomenal. I would like to give it another shot, but we'll see the next time we'll be in 12. I will say that a look and feel of a flight deck IXG gold standard. Yep, that's a fair statement. This fly is going to make his way into my pumpkin spice latte here. If I don't get him. It does flick. Nice. Chaos says at least the second ask is already confirmed. Much more control for devs over flight model. Well, there you go. Good news, Chaos. That makes me excited, because if that does come to fruition, then I think that there's an opportunity for this sim to really advance. And I'm hoping that's the direction it goes. I really do. Agreed, sometimes the aircraft in Microsoft look like they're hanging from a string axis. There are some that do. There's no denying that, Mike, or David. There's no denying that. Like, on Phantom 320, he's been on the channel, he's in the Discord. He said this to me a long time ago when the Leonardo came out, and I said, man, why does it fly like a brick? And he trained on the MD-80, and he's like, well, you got to go in here and you got to adjust the flight sensitivity. And credit to Leonardo, they actually gave you an option to increase sensitivity for sliders. But he said something, he's like, I think the poor flight models that we have in Microsoft on some of these add-ons, it's not all Microsoft's fault. It's just some of it is the lazy dev work or the lack of knowledge on how to maximize the flight model within Microsoft. Because you look at other add-ons that come out, TBM that's coming out, what are some other really good? The A2A Comanche, phenomenal. Milviz 310, and I'm just talking light props because typically the light GA aircraft are the ones that are always super twitchy. They all feel different. BAE 146, Fokker F28, PMDG 737. The devs that really put in the time, fly-by-wire 320, to maximize the flight model, I think is where that's money, right? That's the good stuff. That's the other ones that either don't know how to maximize a flight model or they don't do it for out of laziness. That's when I get a little, like the default CRJ came with the same default flight model. Ugh. Got a reverser to unlocked. Warning on the ECAM yesterday on the Fenix. Well, that is a definite return. You get a reverse to unlock. That's a no-no. You would actually abort for that as well. When did you get that reverser to unlock? Now, if it's a nuisance warning, I mean, you'd be able to know. If your reverser unlocked in flight, you could lose control of the aircraft. That's a serious one. Oh, before startup. If before startup, Zach, that almost sounds to me like a control binding issue. When maybe that you have need a new calibration on idle if you're trying to use reverse on same axis, perhaps. You must have a yearly coffee budget in the tens of thousands. Hey man, pilots run on coffee and coffee, pretty much. Sometimes with Flight Recorder, I'll record and save the takeoff and then be able to still record the landing. That way I'm more focused on piloting and come back for sightseeing. Yes, Delta Tango. Yep. Azobo provides tools for building the flight model, but if the aircraft devs don't use them, then it's going to feel off. Yep. Ian, what's up? Good to see you. V1, I got American Airlines $16 Wi-Fi flying from DFW to Cancun. What a luxury to have Wi-Fi on board. Ian, well, that's awesome, man. I've done that route many, many times. I'm sure your pilots up there getting ready to shift the ETP, depending on where you are. Once you go feet wet over the Gulf, they'll shift that ETP somewhere between New Orleans and Madeira. We're never going to get... Well, I shouldn't say never. Let's do a 7-7 climb out. Let's go ahead. Let's get up there a little bit quicker. What runway? Zippy, I'm planning on east. Whatever that one is. Pretty sure A2A doing their own external flight model. Yeah, I think so too, KS. Gustavo says 1.51 is out, fixed a lot of issues for X-Plane, but they're still working on sound and improved FMC. All right. I will await the updates. Thoughts on Fenix V2 IAE delay? It is what it is. I mean, I don't... Even when Fenix said, ooh, this is coming out, you know, at X time, they're not the first dev to ever delay something that they've put a target date on, and they're not going to be the last dev to do that, so... If it happens enough times to you, if you've been in the sim hobby for long enough, it's just another day in the sim world. It's unfortunate, but I think by now we know we're in good hands with Fenix. You know, if Fenix first came out before the airplane ever released it, hey, we're releasing it on this date, and then they can't do it, and then they delay it again. Now you might start raising questions because no one knew who Fenix was. They were a completely new dev to the whole sim era, sim genre. But now, since they've, you know, put out one of the best 320s on the market, they have definitely earned that reputation. So we're in good hands. When it's ready, it'll be ready, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And it makes sense. If you read Amir's comment, I mean, why would you want to have all kinds of different variants out with different issues and knowing how the culture is around flight sim right now about give me everything now, why isn't everything now working, or why isn't this working now? It's I could see why they just want to minimize that. I've got my first major airline virtual screening coming up. Ooh, any tips for the HR questions? Other than to be myself, of course. Don't want to shoot myself in the foot here. Beef Jesus. Well, do you have I don't know if you're in the U.S. or abroad, but in the U.S. we call them gouges, and I think they're probably the same. So if you can get a gouge to like get an idea of what questions do get asked, that would be one of my tips for you. See if you can figure out what questions are already asked on your particular airline that you're going to go interview at. If that's not a possibility or there's really no information on that, then like you said, I'm not going to tell you to be yourself, but what I will say along with be yourself is speak with confidence. Have your scenarios in the back of your mind, speak with confidence, and then don't flip-flop. One of my first airline interviews, I was asked, tell me about a time you had an emergency. And I had an emergency, I had a bleed leak in an Embraer 170. So I was telling the story of a bleed leak that we had after departure. We're in icing conditions, we're below 10,000 feet, and right when I said, hey, after takeoff, we had a bleed leak, come on, and one of the panel interviewers asked me, he's like, did you talk to the flight attendants? And I said, no, because it kind of caught me off guard. I'm just getting ready to tell what happened, and the first thing they asked is, did you talk to flight attendants? So I kept going, and then I kept explaining the situation. Yeah, we isolated it, and we're going to return, and we're on downwind, and I was on the downwind part of my story. I don't remember where I was, and the interviewer comes back and says, oh, so you did talk to the flight attendants? And I'm like, no. And what they were trying to do, looking at it from an outside perspective, is that interviewer was trying to get me to backtrack, or like try to have me to flip-flop or throw me off. Like, don't change your situation just because of what the interviewer might be trying to get out of you. They were trying to get me to flip-flop, throw me off base, and the reality of it is, no, I never talked to the flight attendants other than when we were getting ready on base. I did a quick call. I said, hey, we're doing an air return. We don't have a lot of time. Just keep staying in your seats. We'll be on the ground here in 5 minutes, or less than 2 minutes. It was real quick. Take off in icing conditions, get a bleed leak. It's a no joke. You got to get the airplane on the ground if you can't isolate it, especially in icing conditions. So we were airborne, I think, for a total of 14 minutes. I don't even think it was 14 minutes. I think it was less than that. So it was take off, bleed leak, level off, isolate, can't isolate, land. That was it. So don't backtrack on your tell me about a time stories or anything like that. All right, we're getting ready to level at 370. We're at a 34. We've got a company massage. That's probably for a late something or other. We'll go in here. AOC, received messages, telex. Hey, thanks for the stream. Enjoy the flight. Who sent me this? How do I send messages? I need to figure out how to send messages to someone. How did someone send me a telex? I don't have free text option. Unacceptable. Beautiful. Outback down there. Look at that beautiful outback. We'll enjoy the cruise outside. Let's finish the climb here. Brewing. Welcome to Commercial Pilot. Glad to have you back on board. Oh, Bo Brewing. Welcome back. Glad to have you on board, my friend. Hold on, I got a message from someone there I need to respond to. Alright, sorry. No free text in the Phoenix, hopefully soon. Alright. I can do it on the hobby page. Okay, gotta do it on the hobby page. I'm lucky enough that it's my first airline interview at all, which is why I want to make sure there's no surprises. Thanks for the advice. Alright, well there you go. Yeah, first one ever. Yeah. Just be confident in what you say and don't get knocked off your game. They're probably going to try to get you to backtrack or flip-flop. That's just interview tactics. Yeah, I love the rivers too, Zach. I'm looking at that coming in through here. Looking really good. Flying the 321 to Cancun, the rumble and sound on takeoff never disappoints when you're behind the wing. Oh yeah, behind the wing. It's actually pretty loud right back here. Look at that shot, man. Man, Qantas needs to clean these windows. I don't know what kind of Australian COVID situation we have going on in this window here, but this is a pretty dirty window. Plus, with the delay, Phoenix will be able to fit in a complete reworking of the CFM engine model. Yeah, it's going to be nice. I'm not going to fly CFMs ever again once the IAEs release, just because I've flown so much CFM now. I'm so over it. But yeah, you will have your external engine model. I'm really excited for that. I really, as much as I love the IAEs just in general, to see what Fenix has cooked up with their own engine model, I'm very, very much looking forward to that. I think we're going to see some good improvements all across the whole airplane. Is that the Latin VFR told us? Why would they try to set up for failure during an interview? I wouldn't say set you up for failure, but they just want to make sure you are competent and confident in yourself. Welcome to the Buzzsaw engine, indeed. Sierra Mist forgot to hand out the sandy wipes for the windows. Yep. Yep. We got to be leveled off by now. Here it comes. Leveling off at 370. We'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. It's nice and smooth up here so far. We only had 121 people. Let's go ahead and put pack flow into low. Condition, bleed, there it is. There's our pack flow. So it's going into low. We'll save a little wear and tear on the packs on that one. 370 on the level off. We'll hit the manage speed button. Cost indexed out there. We are looking good. Man, Sim is running really smooth. I don't know if this is SimUpdate 13 or what, but let's go ahead and copy the active here real quick on the secondary. I don't know if this is SimUpdate 13, but it feels really smooth. 253 miles, so almost time. Short flight, short up and down. We'll lower the Sim down. Let's go ahead and enjoy some outside views here just for a minute. Oh man, look at that. Where do we want to go? That side? I like this view, honestly. Kind of this top-down. So, is Qantas Link the same airline as Qantas? Or is it like in the United States where you have Delta Connection, Delta? Is Qantas Link like a, I wouldn't say a regional, but maybe a, what is the word, like a subsidiary of Qantas? Or do they just put Link on different routes? I'm curious. Who's got the answer for me? Because it's a Victor Hotel tail number. Would you quit flying if streaming gives you the same wage? No, I don't think so. I mean, a slight amount of second guessing may have helped that Wagner transport in Mali yesterday. What had happened yesterday in Mali? It is a subsidiary of Qantas. Cosmic's in the chat. Good to see you, Cosmic. Is it the domestic subsidiary? I don't know. Regional affiliate or Air Canada Rouge? All right. So is it like a B scale? Domestic subsidiary. Interesting. I wonder if are the hiring minimums less for Qantas Link than they are for Qantas? Qantas Link is a regional subsidiary of Qantas. All right. Qantas, okay, yeah, interesting, very interesting. I like the this gray and red. It's a perfect color, gray and red. I love that. I think that looks awesome. Gray and red looks sweet. Kind of almost a little northwest vibe there. That gray and red on that, looking so good. Love it, love it. They mainly fly Q400s. Okay. They fly Q400s and Airbuses? Anthony, that's what I was saying. It kind of reminds me of the Northwest stuff. The different call sign is Q-Link? Really? So it would be Q-Link 357. Interesting. Northwest Airlink. Yeah, so that's just like how we have regionals in the U.S. I mean, but they're very interesting. I love the Northwest gray and red and black liveries. I do too, but I miss them. We need that Felis 747 in Microsoft. I don't know. Are y'all getting excited for the 15-hour long haul? I know I'm not. So I think, can I look at a map on here? I thought we had a map on on the EFB here. Let's go to this here. No, that's the alternate. I need to go to the route page. So here's my plan, kind of a tentative plan here for the rest of the tour. We're going to go up to Brisbane. We're going to continue north. There's another airport up here. I think we might do a regional hop. We need to go, I think Zippy was saying we need to do a regional hop somewhere over here, maybe in the Fokker. Here's the thing. As much as I love the Fokker liveries in Australia are really lame. They're just white with like Ansett Australia on it. Like, I mean, come on. Get something a little more creative. Even as much as I don't like white airplanes, at least we got gray and red. We got belly art. I mean, it's all right. I think this would look cooler if this was like gray all the way down, wrapped underneath here. What they should have done is taken the silver and gray, made it wider, wrap it under, and then paint the entire belly as it wraps under, and then have another kangaroo down here. That's what I would have done. But I want to continue. Long reach. Yeah, we'll hit up long reach at some point here. And then I'd like to take the TBM out to Lizard Island. We'll see. There's some more stuff out here. Maybe go see a Great Barrier Reef for part of it. And then we'll probably fly in preparation for long hauling. We might do a 787 from wherever we are up here on the northern part of Australia. Probably not a realistic route, but we'll probably take a 7-8 back to Sydney. And then we'll depart Sydney to LAX in the 74-8 all the way non-stop to LAX. That is a long flight. We may have to break it up. Maybe we land in Honolulu. I don't know. We can go straight across to LA, y'all. 15 hours. What is our fuel going to be on that thing? Are we going to have enough fuel? I mean, surely we will. Well, I don't know. I say surely, but 15 hours, we're starting to get up there, I think. Have to be careful with our payloading. But that'll be a spicy one. That'll be a spicy one indeed. All right, let's get the Brisbane charts out here real quick. I already starred most of these. Looks like we just hit the ETP, about 120 miles to TOD. We're on the Gomol 2 Alpha for runway 1. Yep, because we want to go over here. I think Brisbane downtown is right on this side, so this will be a nice approach in here. We'll see the city. I do have the Orbix cityscape out here. I do not have the airport because I've bought like 4 airports here in Australia from Orbix, and I just didn't want to spend another $20 on another airport that would probably only land once in. So shout out Orbix if they want to, sponsor the channel. But there is a nice Orbix Brisbane available. I think it's like $15 or $19, something like that. But we just have the default one. But we'll have the city to look at, which is nice. Longest trip I ever did is Sydney to Orlando. Crimson Ghost. What on earth did you fly that in, and how long did it take? Tyson, yeah, Jetstar has a nice livery. We might do a Jetstar 320 flight as well. We already did one. Might do another one. So do you decide what plane should have the honor? 74, 78, 359, or 346? It's going to be the 748 because it's got to be a 4 engines. 4 engines for long haul. Twin engines are just nah. Even wide body twins are just nah. It would be the 346, but I flew a real world 747 from Sydney to LA, so I kind of want to stick with the 74 theme. I believe I was on a 400 though, so even though we don't have a 400, it'll be close enough with a Dash 8. Flight SimWare Cessna 414. You know what? That's a great idea because I think we took a 414 to Lizard Island. I'm going to have to find those old pictures. It was either a 414 or a 310. I'm thinking it was a 414. And I have that Flight SimWare 414. I have it.
Captain, there's an unruly drop bear back in row 20. Right now, things are still under control, but if this escalates much more, we may have to divert.
A drop bear in row 20. C2A, welcome to the stream, my friend. Glad to have you on board. Thank you for the $3 bank angle check. Well, I'm glad it's under control. Let's keep it under control. You update me if we need to divert here, C2A. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate it. And welcome on board, my friend. Fly to the Red Center and see the true Outback. Oh, the Red Center. We might go to the Red Center. Yeah, I'm not saying we're going to just go up to Liege and back. We're going to fly north, and then I kind of do want to do something out in the middle. I know the scenery's probably not that awesome, but if we're all the way in Australia, I mean, we got to at least see something over here. I don't think we're going to go all the way around. It's way further than I thought. It's like to fly all the way around Australia would be we'd be here for months. So maybe we'll cut across. Maybe we can cut across. Do they do any flights like north to south? If we find ourselves up here on the northern part of Australia, we can go right back down to where'd we go over here? Didn't we fly over here somewhere? Here, I think, right? Not sure what this is. Yeah, YPAD. Adelaide. Cut across the true outback. Now, I'm curious. I thought Australia was all desert. Is there water out here? Are these lakes? These actual lakes out here? Lakes and rivers. We'll have to give it a shot. We've got some time left in Australia. Ayers Rock. Where is Ayers Rock? What's their identifier? We'll have to look it up. It's all desert. There's probably some drop bears out there. Isn't that like a... that's like that mythical Australian creature, right? The drop bear. It's like a... What is it? It looks like a... Not a panda bear. A koala bear? Isn't it like a vicious koala bear? I don't know. Maybe they're real. Ayers Rock is west central. More like salt pans. Oh, really? Dry lakes, salt pans. Yeah, that's what I figured. I didn't think there's much water out there. Rough Approach says they're real. Are they real? Is a drop bear real? I thought it was a myth. It's like the chupacabra. Man, it just looks good. It just looks good. I just love looking at this airplane. You know what? Let's do this. Meh. Meh. That was kind of a cool view. I wanted to do a 380 cam. Something like that. That's kind of cool. I have never heard vicious and koala bear used in the same sentence. Well, I remember seeing the koala bears. I fed the kangaroos. I had a great time in Australia. Had a great time. Was it the Quality Wing 787? Not long after release, I believe it was 17 hours. Oh my gosh. Was not within real life reserves, but it felt like an accomplishment. 17 hours in the Quality Wing 787. That is quite spicy, Crimson Ghost. That is quite spicy, my friend. That must have been quite the flight. That must have been quite the landing. Just, thank God you didn't have a out-of-memory error or something on short final. I'm going to do top down. There you go. How's that for starting a new trend for flight simmers? All right, let me do this real quick, and then we got to start thinking about our descent here. Alright, so again, everyone's sending me messages here. Alright, we are good to go. I'm going to get a haircut after the stream for tonight. You don't think you flew that much after that trip? I wouldn't either, man. 17 hours. That is pretty good. Let's go ahead and pick up a METAR from Brisbane, and then we're going to plan for our descent. We'll go weather request, YBBN, very simple METARs. Oh, this is not going to send it to me because we're not on, we don't have anything. I got to come back over here. Oh, no, I think it will, right? Did I do that right? Yeah. So enter destination data. We're going to do it right now. We have an altimeter of 1026. Temperature of 18. Winds are 200 at 5. So we'll be landing a little bit of a tailwind, I think. We're landing one right. Is one right the best option, or should we go and land on the 2, whatever it was, 19? I just thought that downtown was to the west of the airport, so I was trying to get the best cinematic experience. For the ILS one right, let's go back to our charts here. Let's go to starred, GOML 2, landing this direction, max Glen, 185 knots, 3,000 at Vatro. And if I look at the approaches, YBCG is Gold Coast Airport. We might have to go there just because it's Gold Coast Airport. Arrival approach. How does tailwind affect flare? You're going to sink a little bit faster, so you want to make sure you flare on time, maybe a little bit early, and you might have to flare a little bit more than you're accustomed to, or else you might have a firm landing. Tailwinds can get pretty serious pretty quick. Couple knots, not a big deal. You start getting up to 8, 9, 10 knots. 10 knots limitation. And you land with a 10-knot tailwind, you'll feel it for sure. So one right ILS off of Glen. We've got 220 in the barrow. We'll do a visual approach, though. As the leading speed bid, I'm planning on the tailwind 1 right. Sounds good then. Let's do it. Plan on tailwind landing, runway 1 right. We're going to set, was it 3,000? What I saw there on the star. Yeah, Glen's at 3, so we'll do 3,000 on the star. We'll do our LS push buttons. LS push buttons are on. Manual brakes, full reverse. And we have another message here. Return. Qantas Ops. We were late. Guys, I fast-forwarded the time. That's why. All right. Perf data is set. I don't think we need anything else on. And progress is showing 121 miles. So top of descent. Did we ever hit out cruise? We never did. Wait a second. No, oh, because we leveled off. We need to recruise it. 370. There we go. Descent is in 27 nautical miles. Here we go. And we never hit standard either. Alright. Fake pilots. Just about another 3 minutes here. We gotta start down. You could do a real-world flight from Perth to Parabadu, a Zobo handcrafted airport, if you want to see the outback. Typical route to take the fly-in, fly-out workers to the mines in Western Australia. Rough approach. Well, I will keep that in mind, my friend. I'll keep that in mind. I would like to hit up some of those airports that are kind of less popular, so we might actually do that. Gary says the drop bear, sometimes drop bear, is a hoax in contemporary Australian folklore featuring predatory carnivorous version of the koala. Is designed to scare tourists. Is it really? Leave it to the Aussies, man. Trying to scare the tourists. Gotta love it. All right, let's, oh, no, come back here. Let's go back in a jump seat here for a minute. Enjoy. Look at that beautiful cockpit here. Get the sounds up a little bit. Just ready to start down. Crimson Ghost. I did see the update for the FT Sim sound pack, and I was going to really think about flying it. Maybe for an after dark, but I think I want to fly it. I think I want to fly if we do an after dark today. I know I can't be on late. I got something I got to do this evening, unfortunately. But I would like to do a members-only another TBM flight. I am in love with this TBM, y'all. I got to do another video on it. We're going to do another public stream in it as well. I want to hit some more key things that I think are just a lot of fun in that airplane. I flew it all day yesterday, and I'm still loving it. We'll do something though, but I did see that updated FTSim, and it sounded really good. I watched the video he posted with the new FTSim King Air Pack, so I might have to check it out. Landing the north runways are the most scenic. So into southbound is all ocean. Okay, good deal, Andrew. So we're on the right path here. We're on the right path. Rough Approach says they're real. All right, they're real. Maybe we'll see when a drop bear. See the drama that C2A started already? Check the map. You're going to fly right over downtown. Beautiful. That's what I was planning on, Antonio. Good deal. They're absolutely real. They are a real menace, says Chaos. No. Are they really? All right, now y'all are trying to get me to think they're actually... Are they really real? Look at these clouds. I'm going to nail this fly. This thing is driving me insane. Austin spiders greater than drop bears. What's it like? How did you come up with drop bear? Am I saying it right? A drop bear? I know there's some pretty gnarly spiders in Australia. That is for sure. And I don't love. If I had to pick one animal that I don't like, or like creature, insect, it's got to be the spiders, man. Spiders are just weird. We got some pretty big garden spiders out here at the house, which we had them in Texas too. But man, Texas we had the gigantic wolf spiders, nasty things, man, nasty. Wolf spider carries its babies on its back. Ugh. Man, I tried to eliminate one time in the garage, and as soon as I did, about 5 million little babies sprout out, like just awful, disgusting. Don't get me going on spiders in Australia. I bet there's some gnarly ones. Trust me, bro. Flight dispatch, the Speedbird. I'm off to work. Have fun landing. If streaming tomorrow, I'll be sure to fly along. Speedbird, well, I will plan on streaming tomorrow, Speedbird, so we hope to see you. Have a good rest of your day. You go dispatch those airplanes, my friend. Take care. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the gifted memberships. Velociraptor, welcome back to Private Pilot, my friend. Glad to have you on board. I think we passed TOD. I'm here. Yep. Time to start down. Thrust idle, descent, sounds are coming up. Let's go. Ooh, man, that thrust down, that idle bass rumble that Fenix has, 100% real. If my eyes were shut, I would have thought we were in a real airplane right there. The funnel web, pretty nasty. Ugh. All right, no more talking about spiders, man. Yeah. V1, you were telling us the unusual delay. Oh, no, Tim K, yeah, forgot all about it. We're up here talking about spiders, so I'll get to it real quick here on our descent. Let's do jump seat stories with V1. There you go. Oh, I can't fold it out, so yeah, we're standing room only. It's the new eco mode of the jump seat. So I flew down to Miami, Lauderdale, and it was a pain. We were already late, delayed like an hour and a half getting down there. I normally show up right on time, if not a few minutes early. Like I've got it down to a science. I've been to the airplane enough times. I know exactly how much time I have to leave to be on time, if not a few minutes early. Yesterday I showed up about 40 minutes early. I don't know what happened. Traffic was way lighter than usual. I got the first bus from the crew lot. I got the first train from the secure. Like everything was just bam, bam, bam. I saved a lot of time. So I get there early, show up to the airplane, ready to go. Delayed. The ground stop for all of South Florida shut down. Lauderdale, Miami, Orlando, everything shut down. Big mess. Just South Florida typical. This is why I don't fly to Florida. I actually picked this trip up, and anytime I do that, I shoot myself in the foot. So I'm not picking up any more South Florida flying. Done with it until winter. So we're already starting out late. We go down there, and it was crazy getting in to begin with. A lot of thunderstorms, a lot of rain, deviating. We get down pretty much, without anything crazy happening. I kind of told you about the RDR 4000. The final approach course on the ILS was showing solid yellow with some red, but we broke out and we're completely visual with the runway, and we're still flying in solid yellow on the RDR 4000. And I'm like, yeah, these things are, it was just some light rain there. And I wouldn't even say light rain. It was like a dense mist. And that particular environment for some reason on the RDR 4000 just makes it paint really aggressive. Anyway, we land, do a plane swap. We're ready to go, trying to make up time, right? Because I just want to come back. I don't want to be super late. Want to just get back home, go to bed, get back at a decent hour. They shut the ramp down. Okay, thunderstorm rolls in. Open the ramp up. We get ready to push, and departures are stopped. Okay, sit there for another 30 minutes. Finally, we're ready to go. Pouring rain at this point, but no lightning. Kind of strange. Super, super heavy rain in Fort Lauderdale, but no lightning, so we push back. We taxi out. We're ready to go. No one has told us anything. Clearance hasn't said anything. We're like, hey, start them up. Start both engines. We're going to get out of here. We start going out. We wanted to do 10 right for departure because we were already set up for that runway. And just like ready to go. So we request 10 right. There's only like 3 people out there. And the guy's like, all right, yeah, contact ground. We go to ground. And little did I know, on the north runways, 10 left, there was about 20 airplanes all parked. And when I get on with ground, because ramp taxes you out, when I get on with ground, they're like, hey, yeah, center has all departures shut down. All northbounds are shut down. We're like, what? So this just, like, yeah, and he's like, we have no idea when the updates, because we have no idea, they haven't told us anything. So we sit there for about 45 minutes. We shut down both. I said, hey, let's just shut them both down. We're going to shut down both engines sitting on APU. We're out there for 45 minutes. And I'm starting to talk. The controller comes on. He's letting out like certain departures are allowed to go out. One of them it made no sense. I can't remember what the name of the departure was, but it went out directly into the weather. So I'm like, how are they releasing this departure but nothing else? And then the guy on the ground controller, who was also working clearance, he said, hey, if you guys file, I can't remember what it was, the teal or something, it's basically a radar vector departure. He said, I can get you guys out of here, but I can't reassign it to you. You have to have your company refile the flight plan because ATC's not taking any reroutes right now. But if you refile it, I might be able to get you out. So we go through the proper channels, doing all that. I'm hitting up, Mr. Flight Dispatch, or it's wrong side sim. Be like, hey man, this is the deal. And by the way, we're going to be tight on gas too because we've been out here for so long, even on APU, approaching an hour and 20 minutes. And right when we were about to do that, the controller came back and said, hey, we've opened up departures now. It's like, okay. And this is all normal stuff. I've been through this many times before. It's like, start them up, be ready to go. So we start them up, both engines, and the airplane in front of us runs out of fuel. So he's like, hey, we don't have, we got to go back to gate. So they get out of line. Then the airplane in front of them said, hey, we're about to time out in 3 minutes. I don't know if we're going to make it as a crew. They end up timing out. So 2 airplanes get out. There's only 1 other plane in front of us, and then it's us. So it's like, all right, switch the tower, ready to go. And our min takeoff was 16,000, if I'm remembering. And we had 16.5 on board, which is that's getting pretty tight. That's 500 pounds. Remember, you're burning about 1,000 an hour. We were in a classic 320 IEs, so we're burning about 1,000 pounds an hour per side. So 2,000 pounds an hour, do the math, 500 pounds, not a lot of gas to be sitting there. Like, all right, so we're sitting there, and the controller's like, all right, now we got it. Now they're issuing 30 miles in trail spacing. Oh my gosh, that's going to be more delay. So the dispatcher came on, and she gave us an amendment for our fuel, which totally saved us. They had some extra contingency fuel, and without getting into it hardcore, I'm sure if you go check out Wrong Side Sim channel, he's probably already talked about this. They can sometimes move the fuel numbers around on the paperwork to make you legal to depart with less fuel on board, even though you still have it. So they basically just shift the numbers around so you can still get out. And that saved us. I think our new min takeoff was now going to be 14,000 pounds. And we're like, all right, that saves us. So we're ready to go. We're now number 1 for the runway. And this is where it got weird. It's like, all right, you guys are clear for takeoff, flight heading 360. Lights on, first officer's leg. Give him the controls. Like, we are going, right? We're clear for takeoff. Boom. As we are approaching the hold short line, cancel takeoff clearance, cancel takeoff in hold position. So, anytime I hear that, immediate reaction, I'm thinking there's someone on the runway, something happened. So I got on the brakes hard, quick. Even though control's already been transferred, I have control, stop the airplane immediately. And he's like, did you guys already cross the hold short line? I'm like, no. Like, what's going on? He's like, stand by. And he tells there was an American on final, American go around. So I'm thinking, man, someone's got an emergency back inbound. Great. And then he comes on, he's like, no, center just stopped all departures again. I'm like, are you serious? So you just canceled our takeoff clearance because they stopped departures. We're already clear for takeoff. I'm like, that's kind of a funky thing. Like, great. So now we're short. We're still short. Shut everything off again. We now sat there for another 45 minutes after being cleared for takeoff. We sat there for another 45 minutes because they canceled our takeoff clearance. I wonder what would have happened if I just said, yeah, we already passed the whole short line. Can we still go? But we weren't, so we stopped. We waited 45 minutes, and then finally we were able to depart. We departed with about 300 pounds of fuel, 400 pounds of fuel to spare for min takeoff, and it was pretty much uneventful from there. But I didn't get home till 2:30 in the morning. Just, it turned into a red eye. Just, ugh. Yeah, day to forget. Day to forget. Passengers were not happy, and look, anytime that that stuff is happening, we need more drag here. Let's go ahead and get the Chinese speed brakes out. Let's slow it down. Anytime that delays are happening up front, I have found in my experience, the more announcements that I can make, the better the overall morale is in the cabin. Because if you don't talk to the passengers, people start getting antsy. They start seeing things on their phones, like, oh, well, this is that, and it makes it even a more tense environment for the cabin crew. So I've always taken it upon myself, especially, that's something I picked up from, flying with all different captains too, if I'm in the right seat. It's like, I really like the captains that are extremely communicative, that have a lot of updates for the passengers. So I start the chrono every 5 to 10 minutes. Even if I don't have any information, I say, I don't have anything up here nothing's changed up here, but we're actively trying, yada yada. So they seemed all right. We only had 120. I think we only had 120 people on board, so it wasn't like a super full flight. No, I take that back. We were full. Yeah, we were light going down. We were full coming back. So yeah, that was my my good deed for picking up that South Florida trip. Never again. 7.4, we're slowing down. Here we go. Yeah, Rusty, same thing. Even just a sorry, we have no more info. That's what I said. I was like, look, unfortunately, I have no new info to pass along with you, but we're still trying. We're still working. Because I feel like sometimes maybe the passengers who don't fly frequent enough, or they just fly because they're going from A to B. They really have no other interest in aviation. They feel that when we're sitting there waiting, that the flight crew is just content and we're doing nothing up there. So I try to convey that message that, hey, even though you're frustrated and you're sitting back there, have faith that we are indeed trying everything we can in our power constantly to get us out as quick as we can, because we don't want to be sitting here any more than you do. That's just the name of the game. Pretty sure MCO has been shut down 3 times last week. Yeah, MCO was a mess. All of South Florida got a mess. It's just wild. Definite cluster. Yeah, but I've never had a takeoff clearance canceled, at least that I can remember, for an ATC stoppage. I thought, hey, once we're cleared for takeoff, I figured the center has already cleared the airport to release us, so we're going. Even if they shut it down right after we get out, at least we're still going. But the fact that we were cleared for takeoff, ready to go, then cancel it, I'm like, okay. The only other time I've had takeoff clearance canceled was for either traffic on the runway or an emergency inbound, something where something came up. I'm like, hey, stop, we need to get this guy in. But for ATC, I'm like, give me a break, bro. Let me out of here. Would rather be in the air than be down here? Yes, indeed. But sometimes that's actually the opposite. Sam F., good to see you, man. I'm surprised the story didn't end with a .3. Almost, Sam. Sam, it was close, dude. Very, very close. But I was like, hey, I know if we go back. Engine cabin pressure entral, low differential pressure. What? Expect high cabin rate, aircraft vertical speed reduce. Push the level off. Speed, vertical speed 0. Expect high cabin rate. Clear cabin, normal. 500 feet a minute, we're down 3D100. Our pressurization is off. Alright, we need to slow down. We're here. There's Brisbane down there. We need to come back to 180. Let's slow to 180. We'll maintain 3,500. Actually, let's slow to 160. Let's go down to 3,000. VFE next. Flaps 1. Flaps 2. I don't think it was a random failure. I think it's because we had the we didn't have the altimeter set at cruise for a while. I think that's what happened. I've never had that one in the Fenix before. Everything is fine now. The cabin is coming down slowly. We're 0.1 psi, so it's not the way we want to be going. We don't want to pop. All right, we're slowing to 160. Brisbane traffic. Qantas link or Q-Link 357. We're 3,000 on the arrival for 10 right. Just about 3 miles from Glen. We got traffic in front of us inside Brisbane traffic. We're slowing to 160, and we're actually going to slow all the way up to 150. Give you guys some space. We'll do 150. We're 3,000. Let's go flaps 3 out of sequence here. We're gonna slow it way up here. Fenix flaps, best flaps. Yeah, wingnut. I agree. Just wait for the IEs, man. Just wait for those IEs. All right, recording is on. We're 160 knots. We're 3,000. We're cleared approach. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Lights are all on. Recording is on. Brisbane is going to be off our left-hand side. We're 160 knots. Enjoy the juice. What airport is this? This is a nice little representation right here. This is SimUpdate 13 McKean, and I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but my frames today, I don't even know what's in the changelog other than I know there's some default Azobo stuff that's been updated, like 7.4, 7.8. But for some reason, I feel like my sim is performing very smooth. Especially, I mean, we're going into, this is Orbix over here. I mean, this is an Orbix Brisbane scenery, which we'll let it load in here on passenger view. But I don't know if it's placebo, but yeah, like I said, it feels smooth. And it looks juicy. It looks sharp. Fernando, I think it was a combination of we didn't set the proper cruise out tube. We leveled off early out of Sydney, and then we didn't have standard on our FCU, and then we did a rapid descent. So cabin's coming down. We're still within limits, but we're still coming down. Runway's in sight. We're 2,300 feet. We might have to go... Well, glide slope star. Might have to just manually dump the cabin here. We'll see what happens. There has been some FPS and memory optimization this update, so that might be it. Very possible. All right, Throttletek cam is online. I hit my camera here. Let me adjust that one. I gotta adjust that so you see more of the side stick. I had it set up for TBM. Let's go ahead and slow to final.
Brisbane traffic is 95 Delta. We're breaking off of the star heading 280. We'll get on the final approach just for the sequence for the traffic. 1 right.
Here comes flaps full. Pretty rinky-dink 30 degrees. Just wait till the IEs come out. Look at that downtown. That is awesome. We might have to do a TBM flight out of here, just buzz around downtown. What's this stadium right here? Who plays here? Rugby? Oh man, this looks good. Welcome to Orbix Brisbane. Man, that river looks amazing. Oh, I say that. Sim froze. That's probably all the traffic we have now too. That sim is probably not going to help. Brisbane traffic, Qantas, or Q-Link 357. We're about 9 mile final for one right, Brisbane. Yeah, now that I say that, now I think all the VATSIM traffic's caught up with us. When is the IE coming out? Who knows? Even the slats, the wing modeling is unbeatable. Puts PMDG to shame. Yeah, and the Boeing has more. I agree, Wingnut. The flaps and the like this slat here, the way they have the little, I guess that would be the. I actually just saw we had a CDL for this last night, 2 nights ago. There's a name for this little hole here in the little arm, like slat arm linkage or something like that. But yeah, this is a very good slat. I've always thought that from the get-go. Like, this view can make or break a wing view, and they've nailed it. Trailing is good too, but I've been an appreciator of slat juice. Maybe we need a new emoji. Slat juice. Slat slot, something like that. Ooh, look at this bridge up here. We're 2 whites, 2 reds. I'm sightseeing. I never turned the seatbelt sign on. Blame Wingnut for that one.
traffic is Alpha Tango Delta. We're 5 miles from joining the final for 1.
Ooh, look at the Christmas tree approach light system. Brisbane traffic, Q-Link 357. We're 3 mile final now. 1 right, Brisbane. 1,000 feet stable, clear to land. I want a hand fly. Let's turn it off. Let's turn the auto thrust off. Auto thrust is off. We'll leave the flight director on. This fly is literally just landed in my face, or in my mouth. Ugh. Almost stalled. Really? Oop, got one of them. Golly. Alright. Land the airplane here. Hey, Wingnut, can you bump my V-app up by 3 knots, please? A little bit close to VLS here. 6 knot tailwind. 6 knot tailwind, flare early, flare hard. But don't hit the tail. Slat juice. Key 6, we gotta make a slat juice. Slat juice emoji. Mail with that fly. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and bring it down. We're getting all over the place here. Can't follow Pappy. I don't know if it's Microsoft or if it's just me. I cannot follow Pappies in Microsoft. Let's get on the slope.
Minimum.
There we go. At least we're on the glide slope now. 6 knot tailwind. We're cooking here. 138 knots.
50, 40, 30. 20.
We're gonna smash.
Retard.
Oh shit. That's a tailwind.
Brisbane traffic easy.
Did not like that tailwind. Reverse screen. Oh my god. I don't even want to look. Don't even tell me what that landing rate was. I can tell you that was a smasher and a half. 70 knots. Oh my god. I knew we were going to smash as soon as we came across the threshold. I was like, we're going to smash. We're going to smash. Oh, definitely going to smash. Phoenix flight mode. This airplane flies like shit. Just kidding. That was a smash. That's why you got to be careful with the tailwind. Flare early, flare hard, but we were too slow. See, Wingnut didn't update my V-app speed, which is why I wanted more speed there to help me get a little bit more control in the flare. That did not happen. So blame Wingnut. He's an Adopt-A-Bus driver and lover. So I blame Wingnut. Let's go ahead and clean it up. Jeez Louise. Professionally firm. That's what she said. Now our frames. I was giving it all the praises for good frames, and now our frames are dropping. A Navy carrier landing there. Yep, Wingnut knows about those. 457. Ay, ay, ay. God bless the people who were sitting in the back. That one would have felt firm. There's no hiding that one. There's no hiding that one. Would you go around real life? No, I don't think we'd go around. It would have just been a uncomfortably
Brisbane traffic is
firm.
Tango Delta over 5 mile final. 1 right.
Good luck with the tailwind there.
Already gave myself 6 extra knots for it.
Yeah, smart man. Looked like a 4-wire to me, Cosmic. Yeah, I think that was a 4-wire. Probably a 4-wire. We'll leave the lights on here before we pull into the gate. I don't know a lot of things about Australia, but I would wager that this tree is not here. At Charlie 3 Tango. I've got a feeling that that tree does not exist on this taxiway. Cockpit door staying closed on the D-board for this one. I'm going to open it. I'm going to be the first one out. I'm going to go up and go to the coffee shop, and I'll let Wingnut sit here and say goodbye to the passengers. I'm out. I'll be the first one off. Definitely one you'd stand and greet the passengers for, right? Yeah, exactly. Mr. Martini, Atlanta to Detroit? Ooh, Delta 75. You're in Atlanta? Oh, that's right, you are in Atlanta. Well, thank goodness it's not hot out anymore, because those Delta 75s can't cool the cabin. But enjoy your flight up to Detroit. Yeah, let's just take this one here. It's got a line. We came in a little bit wonky here. Yeah, this scenery, I can see why. It's a popular opinion to buy the Orbix Brisbane. Ooh, at least we got a good ERP on it, huh? Let's take a look at that. Maybe we made up for our 400 landing. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Oh yeah. Oh, no it's not. It's good from this angle here. Some professional streamer move. Yeah, look at that. Perfect parking job. Brakes are set. Let's see. Is there anybody landing? I want to see if that guy smashed it with a 6-knot tailwind, 7-knot tailwind. Traffic landing 1 right. You guys already down? I think we already missed it. Did you already land?
I just got the straight into the ground glitch. I'm somewhere else now.
Oh, he crashed. Look at that bridge out there. All right, let's take a look at that replay. You know, how come when oh, I've been recording this whole time. When I smash a landing, y'all never leave. You all want to see the replay. And when I do a good one, 50% of the chat leaves immediately. All right, let's go critique ourselves here. Drop bears live in that tree at Brisbane. That's the drop bear tree in Brisbane. I'm not going to buy a Brisbane airport scenery out of just out of respect for the drop bear tree. That Charlie 3 Tango drop bear tree, it will forever be remembered as a drop bear tree. Can we get wings of gold emoji for when you put potholes in the touchdown zone? Yeah. We're going to have some potholes on this one. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see what we do. We'll leave the nice replay for later. Pretty stable approach. Just not a good... Not a good situation there. Needed a little bit more speed on the V-app. Give myself a little bit more authority in the flare. There is a German insult basically saying you look like a car crash. It isn't pretty, but you can't look away. Yes, so it's like we say, it's like looking at a train wreck. You can't, I don't know why it's a train, but you can't look away. Can we get an OK 3-wire for hard landings? An OK 3-wire? 245 likes at a 250 watching. I appreciate y'all. Y'all made up for the no Toga packs off takeoff. See, look how stable this approach is. Hold on, there's a fly. I think I got him. Man, flight deck to Sim's been infested by wasps. I'm infested by fruit flies. At least it's got better struts than the Alaska 7.3. That is something. I thought for sure those guys slammed it in, but I guess it wasn't unusually hard. It just gave way. Ah, Chaos, you're right. You know why? It's because of the fruit flies, chat. That's why our landing was hard. And I don't know why my frames decided to go away. We were doing so well that whole stream. Let's see how we did here. Yeah, there was flies in the cockpit. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I felt that one right in the feels, man. We bounced. Did we bounce, chat? We didn't bounce. Come on. Did we freaking bounce this? Did we bounce? Hold on. Did we bounce? I think we bounced. Oh! 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 Hey, that was a beautiful bounce, though. We were spot on the center line. Okay, this is, watch this. We went full Boeing on this one here. Boing. I need to go back to this view, and then I need to go to this view. watch the compression situation here. This was really cool. Now, since I am a professional and I never bounce, when we do bounce, we got to make the most of it. Look at this compression of the struts. This is what a real bounce looks like, not the bounces we used to have in the previous version. Watch this. Down, complete compression, and then it came up. I got to move the camera down a little bit. Hold on. Oh, that was every bit of 440, whatever it was. Look at it. Oh, this is kind of a badass view right here. Look at this view. This is the bounce view. Watch the compression on all of the struts and then it like decompressing. This was pretty neat. This airplane needs a belly wash. See all these streaks here? That's going to go up into the APU inlet and make a fume event. Unacceptable for Qantas Link. A 457. There's a 457? My goodness. Ooh. Hey, that second touchdown was still pretty hard. But look, nice and easy on the nose wheel, flew the nose down. All right, let's teach something here real quick though. So if you ever bounce landing is a no joke. It can get dangerous really quick. All right, so a bouncing, you want to maintain your pitch attitude. So here we go, bounce. Now look, watch my pitch. I don't try to reflare, nothing. You just have to maintain that pitch because a couple of things. Now the Airbus is pretty advanced here. It'll do partial spoiler deployment. We'll see if that works in the replay here. It can help minimize this. But when you touch down, when the spoilers deploy, whether it's partial deployment or anything like that, you're going to increase the pitch up moment. So if you bounce and you get some spoiler deployment and you try to resettle that bounce, you are very easily going to put yourself into a tail strike position. Now you see here how the airplane wanted to continue to pitch up. Watch the whole fuselage here. It's going to bounce and it's going to want to pitch up more, but because I'm almost just not even letting go of the aft pressure, I'm just maintaining that pitch, the nose quickly settles to start coming back down. That's what you want to do. You do not want to try to reflare right there, because in a severe bounce, you can very easily take a rather benign landing, even just a regular bounce, and you can very easily put yourself into a tail strike situation. There's a couple of videos on YouTube of that happening. There's one of a 320. I can't remember who did it, but we watch it every year for Recurrent, where it looked just like this, but they tried to reflare it and ended up scraping the tail really hard. So if you do find yourself bouncing the airplane, maintain your pitch attitude, all right? Even if you got to lower the nose, by lowering the nose, by just releasing some of that aft side stick pressure, just release some pressure, because if you maintain that pressure for the flare as the airplane wants to pitch up, you could start putting yourself into a tail strike scenario. You could see here, though, we had plenty of clearance, even with the bounce. So see how if you would have continued to flare, you could easily get yourself into some nasties, all right? All right, let's go back to normal replay view. Let me see if I can arm the spoilers. Let's see if we get what we get for spoilers here. I gotta rearm them here in the sim. So they should be armed, I think. Let's see what happens. SimUpdate 13 so far pretty good, except it makes you bounce. So it makes you bounce. I don't know why. V1 now with bounce cam. Can't have nice things in Australia. Yeah, the wheel spin animations were pretty cool, weren't they, Tyson? Delta 321 at LAX. Yeah, I think that was Wingnut that probably did that. Just kidding. He's on the Adoptibus. Can the Adoptibus tail strike? What's the tail strike clearance of a 220? Aviator Nick, take it easy, man. Thanks for tuning in with us. Enjoy your day, Aviator Nick. See ya, Zippy. Oh, yeah, see, they came up, and then they're like, oh, we're actually going airborne again. Ah, now we're full up. So proper deployment. That's pretty cool. So they deployed because it was so firm, and then, here, let me rearm them. Got to rearm them here. There we go. they fully deployed. That's what's going to get you a more pitch up moment, and then you got to just maintain it. They retract a little bit to help counter that. This is very good flight modeling here. Hey, get down there. That wasn't there. Get down, spoilers. Let's see it do it again. Boom. Comes up, retracts, back on the ground, full deployment. Reverser's coming out here. There we go. And now we'll go full reverse. Nice center line. There comes the Florence kit, the ailerons, the ground spoiler aileron, and we'll decelerate. So, I mean, overall, I mean, it's pretty. I did it on purpose because I wanted to teach all this and show you guys the spoiler deployment and all that. So that's why we bounced. But no, I'm just messing. But hey, maybe you learned something. Happens to the best of us. That one wasn't pretty though. I saw that one coming from 100 feet. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. 3 o'clock. Gosh, I don't think I've got enough time for. I have to see. I got some. I got to be at 6:30. So, stick. If you're a member, just keep an eye on the Discord. I might try to do something members only here, but we'll see. Until the next one, though, hopefully tomorrow. Hey. They weren't armed on that one. You all stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the bounces. Until the next one, I'm V1. 2.
100.